press record. Any questions on that? Is that pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy? Okay. However, at the same time, you will have problems if you don't know what's what and so on and so on. Realize that what we are learning here is a shortcut for two special types of triangles. Okay? The first thing you always do is find the value of S. Cannot stress that enough. Always, always, always find S what? First. Because here's how it works out. And here's how you find S. S is always equal to the hypotenuse divided by 2, or S is always equal to the longer leg divided by the square root of 3. To make for sure I got that exactly correct. You say, well, which formula do I use? Well, you'll find out here in a second. It depends on what's given to you. If they give you a value for the hypotenuse, guess what you do? You use this one, don't you, to find S? Agreed?
Yes.
They give you a value for the longer leg. What do you use to find S? That one. The reason you find S is because L will always equal S times the square root of 3. It just always works out that way. And H, which is the what? Hypotenuse, will always equal 2 times whatever S is. In essence, this is a shortcut to not having to use trig functions and also not having to use Pythagorean's theorem. When you have this type of special triangle, I can give you one of the values, and if it's a special right triangle, you should be able to find the other two sides. Okay? All I have to do is give you one side, and you can find the other two. If you use Pythagorean's theorem, what do you have to do? You have to have what? 2 of the 3, because a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Correct what? All right, so now that we have that up there, I'm going to kind of make a smaller version of that for us to refer off of when we're doing problems. In a second. Okay, now, I have a question. How am I going to find S and L always? What do you think? How am I going to find S every time? How am I going to know it's S?
It's the shortest side.
What do you think, Chris? What do you think? I think you better put that book up. That has nothing to do with my class. Yes. How am I going to find it?
Is it always because it's always touching the right angle? Nope, I got it.
Both of them are touching the right angle.
I know, but it's always the shortest side.
The 30 points to.
Right. Remember when we had the section saying
What?
however much his arms are open, a 30-degree angle doesn't have to open its arms as much as a what? 60-degree angle. So which one's going to hold the smaller angle?
30.
A 30-degree angle or a 60-degree angle?
30.
So you find the 30-degree angle, go to the opposite. This must be what? S. I suggest you do this every time. In fact, I want this done on your paper. Every time I want you to label S, L, and H. If this is S, which one is L? The one on the right or the one on the left?
Wait, did you say S?
This is S because it's opposite the 30, right? Because that has to be the shortest side because it's the smallest angle, right?
Yes.
So that's the S, the shorter leg. What's L, the longer leg? The one to the right of it or the one to the left of it?
The right.
Why? Because it's opposite the 60-degree angle. So that's L. What is H? One opposite the right angle. So have I labeled S, L, and H?
Yes.
Another thing, you shouldn't need calculators for this. Really?
S equals 5.
That's amazing.
Right, S equals 5.
So what? Why did you just put that there?
Yeah, I put that there because I labeled 5. So they gave us, so this one's S. And what did I give you in the problem?
Oh, wait, so you gave us 5.
Right.
Okay.
So I want you guys to find out what H is equal to and what L is equal to.
Well,
What's the first thing you always do?
Find the S.
Do we know the S?
yes.
It's given to us. It's 5. Now that I know it's 5, to find L, from this point, it's so simple. You just look over here to the right. Well, if I have S, I should put what S is into find L, right? So L is, instead of S times square root of 3, it's what?
5.
So what would I write this?
5 square root of 3.
Can I multiply those two?
No,
Guess what?
you're done.
You're done. How easy is that?
That's great. I love it.
I have S. What's H then? H is always 2 times S. S is, so it makes H what?
10 or 20.
10.
What's 2 times, what's S? 5, so I put 5 in there, so 2 times 5 is? How easy was that?
That's so easy.
But you said it wasn't getting much simpler,
So,
there could be.
Don't talk. I'll go ahead and face this one the same way. In every one of these, I want you to find H, I want you to find L, and I want you to find S. What is always, always, always the first thing we do?
find S.
Find S, but in order to do that, I need to know which one is what?
S.
Which one is S? Find the 30-degree angle.
C. That one.
That's S. What is this?
That's longer L.
L. What's this?
H.
Okay. Do I know? Stop. I know you know. I want to have someone else. Do you know what S is right now? I do not know what S is. So I have to look up here to figure out how I'm going to find S. I'm either going to say S is the hypotenuse divided by 2. Everyone see that? Or I'm going to say S is the what? Longer leg divided by square root of 3. Which one did I have a number given to me for? The L or the H?
L.
So which one would I use? So L is whatever, or S is whatever L is, which is what? 3 square roots of 3 divided by what? Square root of 3. So what happens now?
They cancel out.
So S is what?
It's so simple.
Do I know what L is? It's 3 square roots of 3, right?
Yes.
The only thing left to find is?
Hypotenuse.
H is always 2 times whatever what?
S is
What is S?
3. So it's 6.
So it's
6.
Hold on, how did you find S to start with though?
I said to myself I was given 3 square roots of 3. To find S, I either say it's the hypotenuse divided by 2, or it's what? The longer leg divided by square root of 3. So I looked over here, and what was given to me in that problem? L or H?
L.
So I used the bottom one. So I put 3, and L was what? 3 square roots of 3. So I went 3 square roots of 3 divided by square root of 3, just like the formula says. Canceled, found S to be what? 3. After I find S, I can then use whatever's left, S, to find whatever's left. And what was left? The hypotenuse. So you put it in there. Guys, all this is a set of equations. If you can plug in one, if you know what one of these variables are, you can find the other one, can't you? Once you find that variable, you can use it to find what? One of the others. It's that simple. Now, here's another thing you need to remember. What can you never have at the bottom of a fraction? Square root, right? They're not always going to be as nice as this to where they what? Cancel out. Third type you might have of these. And I'm going to draw it a different way now, so you have to find what's the first thing I want you guys to do? Label, right? What is this? First thing to find is S. Which one's S? The one opposite the what?
The 30.
So is that S?
Yes.
That's S, isn't it? What's L? This one?
Yes.
And this is what? Okay, so we're good. Each time I'm going to find the hypotenuse, I'm going to find the leg, and I'm going to find S. The first thing I always do is find what? So I look up here. I've got 4 little equations. First thing I got to do is find S. I need to see, do I have a number for either H or L? I have a number for H, don't I?
Yes.
So S in this case, whatever H is, which is 4, so I put in right there, divided by what? So what's S?
2.
So S is 2. I know what H is already, it's 4. That was given to me, correct?
Yes.
Only thing left to find is what? L. L is whatever S is, or L is what? S times radical 3. So it would be what? 2 times what? You're done, aren't you? Not too bad, is it? What type of triangle is this for? 30, 60, 90. Does it work for a 29, 61, 90 triangle?
No.
No, it doesn't. It only works for a 30, 60, 90. Grace, how about you bring that up here since you didn't listen to me the first time? Bring it up here. Come on, man. Now, any questions on that? It's not too bad, is it? Okay, we have another type of special right triangle. This one's even easier. You have to know which one you have. It's kind of redundant to say 45, 45, 90 right triangle, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because I already said what?
45.
No, it has nothing to do with it. The 90. Doesn't 90 and right mean the same thing?
Yeah.
Anyone tell me anything significant about this?
The angles are, two of the angles are,
Two of the angles are congruent. Okay.
So they got the
it's
same
a right triangle.
leg size. The legs are the same.
Very good. Because these two, if these angles are congruent, these two sides have to be what?
So would they?
So what I like to call this is S and S, since we're used to always have finding what first? This is then the what? You always find S, and you know how you find S? You take the hypotenuse and you divide by the square root of 2.
But we weren't given the hypotenuse.
This is just,
Oh, okay.
Guess what the hypotenuse is? Can anybody guess?
9.
Oh my.
I thought you were like, no, it's the guess.
S times the square root of 2.
That's square root of 2.
Okay?
Did I get it right?
Yep.
Heck yeah.
The book uses L for leg. I like to use S because,
They're both equal.
well, because I'm trying to get in your brains to find S first. So, there's only two types really of problems you can have here. Find the three sides. If that's 8, this is 45, this is 45, what's the other side?
8.
Everybody okay there?
See,
How would I find the hypotenuse?
8 times square root of 2.
You're done, aren't you? Pretty easy?
are you wanting us to draw these examples too?
I'm just paying attention.
Of course I am. But you can do it after we're done now, because it's the last one.
Number 1, which one did you make 8 first though?
Doesn't matter, because they're always congruent. What in the world am I going to do here? I have the what?
You have the hypotenuse, which is 4, so you're gonna.
So I have to find S, do I not?
Yes.
How am I going to find S?
It's 4, the hypotenuse.
It's 4 divided by what? Square root of? Okay, look at this. Can I say that's what S is? Can anybody tell me why I cannot?
Because you can't have a
'Cause
radical on
you can't have a radical on the bottom, so now I need to what?
times by 2.
Remember how to do that?
Yeah.
4 square root of 2 over what?
2.
What happens
So
now?
Just becomes 2 radical. 2.
Yeah, buddy, that's both S's.
4 divided by the square root of 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how you work that out. Because I would think that it would stay 4 square root of 2.
It's not 4 square roots of 2. 4 square roots of 2 is,
Like on the top, and then divided by
you talking about right here?
Yeah.
Because I had 4 divided by 2. And because they're both outside, I can reduce, it's basically like saying this, 4 radical 2 times square root of 2 over 1.
Okay.
2 divides into 4 what? Does that make sense? You see how you get, so you're left with 2 square roots of 2 on top and 1 on bottom, so it's just 2 square roots of 2.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, there's your assignment. It will not be an easy assignment. We will work on it the next 2 days. I will give a review assignment on Friday. This will be due on Friday.
Coach Snook, how many of the test questions are like tangent, cosine?
Haven't made it yet, huh?
We should make.
I've never done it this way to where I did just these 3 sections.